Hello, this is Pavel from DevOps Codes Academy. Welcome to the next lesson about AWS and DevOps. Today we're gonna learn about application load balancer. We're gonna give some example how to load balance traffic, check the rules, configure the listener. So today we're gonna do a little bit of manual work in the web console, and in another lesson we will focus how to write Terraform code to configure it and have it repeatable. Don't forget to subscribe our channel, visit our Facebook DevOps Codes Academy group where we want to build a community to share about cloud and DevOps. So you can find links in the description of our video. Let's jump to the console.
Okay, we are in the web console. Before we start creating application load balancer, let's find a little bit about it on AWS documentation. What is application load balancer? It allows us to distribute the incoming traffic across multiple targets. And in our case, we're gonna first test it with EC2 instances from the web console. I will show you today, but later on we're gonna Dockerize our application, put it into the containers, and we're gonna use ECS service with containers as our target group, but this will be in the next lessons. So to keep it quite simple, application load balancer listen on specific ports. We can create a listener rule, and then we can, based on that listener rule, we can redistribute the traffic to different targets. Okay, let's go to EC2 service. This is where we are creating load balancers. Let's see if we can just create a load balancer having nothing, or we will need to predefine something. AWS has three different load balancers: application, network, and gateway. We will not discuss today all the difference between them. We're gonna use application load balancer because it operates on the layer 7 of OSI model. We can use HTTP or HTTPS here. Network load balancer is operating on layer 4, and gateway load balancer, it has a little bit different. It allows you to monitor the traffic going through your network. Okay, we can go and create application load balancer. Let's try to do it. Let's have it a name, Academy. We can choose if we want to create a public one or internal. We're gonna use a public one. We can also choose if we're gonna use only IPv4 or dual stack. For our purpose, IPv4 is enough. And we have to choose a VPC. So we can use the default one. It's the easiest way. It has public subnets, so it will work for our internet-facing application load balancer. And we have to choose at least 2 availability zones. That allows us to have high availability and be a little bit of zone failure protection. So whenever one of the availability zones is gone in the region, we can still use our application load balancer. We can choose 3 of them. So if we choose 3, AWS will create 3 network interfaces, each in one availability zone. We have to define a security group for our load balancer. We can create a new one. Academy LB public, allow HTTP from internet. VPC we have only one. And we have to add inbound rule. We're gonna choose HTTP source internet, means that we are allowing traffic from the internet only on HTTP. At this time, outbound, we're gonna leave it all traffic at this moment. Okay, let's refresh here, and we have Academy LB public, and we're gonna configure a listener, right? So our load balancer will listen on port 80 for the incoming traffic. We also allowed it in security group. That's very important, that whichever port we're gonna choose here, we have to allow the traffic. And we need a default action, and we don't have a target group yet. Let's see if we can create a target group without having anything. So we're gonna choose an instances, target group name Academy. Let's make it TG. The port we will gonna keep 80. Let's leave all the defaults here. We're gonna deploy Nginx, and it's gonna work on the root path. We don't have anything yet. Let's try to create an empty target group. We have it. That's nice. Go back to load balancer. All right. We're gonna leave it as it is. Now additional services. We just want to present how does it work. Okay, so the load balancer is provisioning. If we go to network interfaces, not yet. In a while we should be here. We should be able to see 3 network interfaces. Meanwhile, let's go to launch templates. Let's create the launch template. Nginx. We don't have any templates. What do we want to do? We want to have application OS. Do we have Amazon? We have it here, Amazon 2. That's okay. Instance type, let's keep it T2 micro, the free one. We don't need a key. Network settings, let's have it in a subnet. We don't have to include anything here. The security group, let's also use the security group, the one that we have created. However, we can create another one to be more secure, because here we are using a public subnets only in a default VPC. So if we create a group, say Nginx SG VPC, it's okay, and we're gonna also allow HTTP, but we're gonna choose the source. Let's go and see the VPC SIDR. So we will gonna allow traffic only from the private SIDR. That's the one. So we will not allow anybody to reach to our servers from public internet. Okay, we don't have to do anything here, but we can go and add user data, and we can use the same user data that we were using for our EC2 instance from previous lesson. So we're gonna install Nginx and start it, and let's try to start it. I think everything is okay. Description, allow HTTP from LB. Okay, we have launch template. Let's go and see the target group. So we don't have any targets yet. Let's try to find auto scaling group. Haven't been here for a while, to be honest. ASG and Nginx. We can choose the launch template that we have created. Very nice. Next, the VPC, select availability zone. You can add all three of them. Okay, we will not change anything. Load balancing attached to an existing. Choose from your load balancer. We have the target group. Very nice. Health checks we have here. We can leave it for a while. Default desired capacity. So in auto scaling group, we can say how many instances we want. Let's have it 3 at the moment. Desired one is 3, minimum is 1, maximum is 3. No scaling policies because we don't provide any thresholds or alarms. We just want to present how network load balancer is working. So the ASG is creating. Let's go to instances. No instances yet. If we go to network interfaces, then we will see the load balancer interface. Okay. Go back to instances. And we see that we have already 3 instances running. They are initializing. If we go to our target groups, let's see. We have 3 registered targets and their health status is initial. It's because we have created health checks here. So we need to ensure that the health check will go 5 times consecutive to be success. Interval is 30 seconds. So we are waiting 5 times 30 seconds. This is the timeout for the request that is sent, and we are expecting success code 200. To mark the instance as unhealthy, it will need only 2 consecutive health checks to fail. We can of course modify it. The timeout cannot be longer than interval, right? We don't want to wait longer than our interval, because then we could wait here. We will not get any response and we will start another health check. Let's leave it for now. Yes. I'm gonna refresh and we see we have 1 healthy, 2 unhealthy. That's very interesting because they are using the same init. Let's wait a little bit. So if we open this instance, we have a public IP, but this shouldn't work because security group will not allow us to go there exactly. But if we go to EC2 to load balancer, we should get public DNS that's provided by Amazon. Let's try to open it. And we have Nginx. If we write, got it, that's very nice. headers here. That's the public IP of our load balancer. You can check that, 52. If we go to DNS checker, put DNS here, and you see that's the public IP. It's resolving all around the globe. That makes me quite curious why these two instances, they are unhealthy. Looks like Nginx haven't been executed there. There might be some problem. You can go and check system log. Let's see. Cloud init was executed. One package. So we see that Nginx was installed here. Nginx installed. All right. Cloud init finished successfully. So we have auto scanning group. So we have 3 instances. They are healthy now. Let's recheck it. And yeah, now we have 3 healthy instances. It might have taken some time to go. Anyway, we have 3 healthy instances. That's very nice. Whenever we're gonna refresh the page, we're gonna see that here we don't see any changes and any difference. We're gonna see it in the next lesson while we're gonna use Terraform for that. So I will make a code that will allow us to print something here and see that the traffic is going to a different one. However, if you go to Load Balancer, we should see the monitoring. There are some requests coming, right? These are mine refresh. There were some 400s on the way. Active connection is okay, new connection is okay. And if we go to instances, I think we are not able to take a look which one is taking the load. See the network in, that was because of installing. Yeah, what we can do, if I stop 2 of them, doesn't matter which one, we see that page is still working. And I think we're gonna have another feature here of auto scaling, that it should monitor that something gonna be unhealthy or not working, and we should have another, don't have scanning here. So we have events about 3 new instances. That was a couple minutes ago. Let's go back here. So it will take a while that system will detect that these instances are down. Still, Load Balancer is only sending the traffic to the good instance. You can see I don't have any errors. It's all the time going a good one. Exactly. And you see that we have now 4 instances in target group. Total targets are 4. Target is in stop state, so it's not used. The one is still draining, so if there was a request that was taking longer time, it will be finished. But not in our case, because instance it's already stopped. And we see that the new one is unhealthy. It will take a little bit, like we saw 100 seconds last time to be installed, for Nginx to be installed, and we will have a new healthy. This one is 4F2. So let's see what will happen now if we're gonna leave one unhealthy and we're gonna stop this one. All right, we are stopping our target group. Now we see that 2 are stopped, 1 is draining. So this one is unhealthy, but if it's working, I mean, if the Nginx is already installed there, but the health check didn't change the state yet, we are still having the traffic going to the target. It's because there's the only one target. Even if it's unhealthy, load balancer will try to redirect the traffic there. If we would have one healthy and one unhealthy, then we will have only traffic going to the healthy one. Okay, I'm gonna clean up right now. So let's delete this auto scaling group. We are deleting. Let's delete. I'm not sure if we can make it, or we have to unregister it. Yeah, we have to go to load balancer. Or we can delete the load balancer. Okay. Then we can delete the target group. All right. Instances are shutting down, I guess. Yeah, stop shutting down. Let's make small cleanup with security groups. It might take a while to allow to delete them. Exactly. All right, this is Paweł from DevOps Codes Academy. I hope you enjoyed that video and we learned a little bit about load balancing, how we can redirect the traffic to multiple instances. It was a very basic of it, and we're gonna continue to learn a little bit about rules that we haven't seen yet today and how to configure it for different paths, for example. And we will provide everything by Terraform. Thank you for watching.